What is up, beautiful people of YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. We are in the shop again today doing some more bike stuff. So my chopper's on the lift. We're going to get into that in just a second. But before we get into that, I want to show you this other bike I am working on. So a friend of mine asked me to work on his bike. It's a early 2000 Softail that's been pretty hopped up. All the tail lights stopped working, so I'm going to flip the camera around, show you what we got going on. So I had been testing all the wires, and I had everything good to this connector, which meant it had to be in the harness for the rear fender. I have the rear fender over on the workbench. We'll head over to the workbench, and I will show you what I have found on this. So this Softail has been lowered, and whenever that bike was lowered, the tires that were on it had been worn for a bit. About, 6-8 months ago, I put a set of brand new tires on this bike for him, and let me show you what those new tires did. This bike being lowered, those new tires rubbed through this wiring back here, and that killed all these taillights. So I'm going to go in, fix all these wires. I'm not going to do that on camera because, to be frank, nobody cares about cutting and soldering some broken wires. I'm going to try to tuck them up a little better and see if that works out for him. He doesn't put an incredible amount of miles on this bike, so that's why it took so long for the issue to surface with it. So that's what I've got going on with that. Let's get into what's going on with my chopper. Oh, let me flip this and show you guys. This bike killed another battery, and if you remember, last time I was out riding it is the time I crashed it, and everything was testing fine. Again, everything's still testing fine, but for some reason it killed the battery again. The battery had perfect voltage, but no amps. So I went through, I rebuilt the ground, I rebuilt the power wire, even though I found no issue with them. I've got another battery in there, and everything is rubber insulated. In an attempt, I think I might be shaking batteries to death. But to be honest, it may not even be an issue with the bike this time. So, obviously, because I've had issues, I think it's the bike. But last time I rode it, everything checked out fine. I wasn't having any issues. When I got back to the shop, everything continued to check out fine. And then the other day I go to start the bike and there's nothing. I put a meter on there. I've got 12.6 volts. There was literally no amps. It wouldn't do anything. So I did use a battery from AutoZone this last time, and because that was who was close to me when the bike left me stranded last. So it's possible it was just a junk battery. I don't know, but I went back through, double checked everything. Don't buy motorcycle batteries from AutoZone. They have no warranty on their motorcycle batteries, which is really frustrating because right here in my town, O'Reilly's is just a block down, and O'Reilly's has a 6-month warranty on their batteries, and they're the same damn price. So I put another O'Reilly's battery in there. I've checked everything. This ground has 0.1 ohm through it. So if you know anything about electrical, you cannot achieve 0 ohms. It doesn't happen. There is always resistance. So 0.1 ohms through the grounding system is as good as it is ever going to get. I can't really have an issue with the ground. Everything checks out fine. I don't know. New batteries in there. Everything's been rubber isolated. So we'll see. I've got the tank over here on the workbench. I pulled that off to pull this chintzy old petcock off and put a nice prism petcock. These are a little pricey. They're about 120 bucks, but they're worth it. I've had to pull the bowl off the carburetor twice lately because the cream liner that I put in this thing has started to flake and it was clogging the carb. And yeah, I could have put an inline fuel filter, but those look like trash. These Prism ones have a fuel filter built into them where this did not. So we will see. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to throw this tank back on the bike, and we're going to go for a ride, and we're going to see what's what. Does the bike leave me stranded? Who knows? So could be an interesting day, could potentially not be. Also, the Softail, I've got 120 miles under that now. I'm happy with how that bike's running. I'm probably going to list that for sale this week. My wife, she's more gifted with the camera than I am, so she's going to take some photos and help me make a good ad. So, if anybody's in the St. Louis area and you're looking for this, it's going to be listed. Message me on Instagram if you're interested. Also, I'm looking, if you got a shovel head and you want to trade, I will trade you a good running twin cam for a shovel head. So, just throwing that out there. But I'm going to throw this tank on and let's go out for a ride.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 Thank you, Jesus!
Well, the bike started to cut out and I thought it was dying on me. It didn't die, I ran out of gas, but luckily I have fuel in my reserve bottle, so I'm going to top this thing off and grab gas at the next station. So far it's running great. I'm hoping that the issue was in the battery box, because I mean everything's rubber isolated, everything tests good. It's just been driving me crazy not being able to tell what's wrong with this bike. But who knows, I'm gonna put some gas in it, get it back to the shop, trying to outrun this rain because we're in the middle of monsoon season right now. But once I get all this done, then I can over the next few days, I'll be riding the bike a whole bunch, just seeing if it murders another battery or not. So, I guess enough yap. Let's get some gas put in it and get back at it. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and check some voltage real quick and just see how things are looking. 13.3. That's good. That's what I want to see. Well, guys, we made it back. The bike performed well. I mean, obviously I ran out of fuel, so I put a minimum of 80 miles on it. At the point that I ran out of fuel, and then back to here, I probably put a little bit over 100 miles on Leaky today. The bike performed well. The battery is where it should be. The system's charging. All I can do is ride it and see if it cooks another battery. Again, I don't know if I solved this already with the voltage regulator and I just happen to get a really crappy battery from AutoZone, or if there's an underlying issue that I'm just not able to find. But I mean, this bike is literally like 6 wires. It's not that complicated. So Only time will tell, but I guess that's going to kind of wrap this video up. Thanks for watching, guys. I love each and every one of you. Please give this video a big thumbs up. Comment below. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And in the description box below, there's links to all of our social media, as well as our company website, hotheadstalls.com, where we make everything for horses right here in the U.S. I love you all. I'll see you in the next one. I'm out of here.